Chances are that when discussing the music, you've heard the name Phil Collins before. Famously known as the drummer in the popular rock band Genesis, before going on to have an even more successful solo career under his own name. Throughout his time in the limelight, he rose to immense heights. His extensive accolades include 8 Grammy Awards, 6 Brit Awards, 2 Golden Globes, and an Academy Award for the music in Disney's Tarzan. In fact, he's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Once for his work in Genesis in 2010, and then just this year in 2026 for his solo work. Yet despite his immense success, there lies a dark side to this superstar, a skeleton locked deep in his closet. Yet, one that remains so publicly available, I'm shocked more people aren't talking about it. In fact, it's hidden in easily his most popular song off his 1981 album, Face Value. Of course, I'm talking about the hit single, In the Air Tonight. This song was a smash hit, reaching number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100s, and reaching number 2 on the rock track charts, as well as number 2 in both UK and Canada. The true purpose behind this song remains largely debated to this day. Some think there's an underlying message, others believe it to be a response to Phil Collins' first divorce, but I believe the truth to be far more sinister. Behind those lyrics of heartbreak and betrayal lies a confession to a heinous crime. Just like Gunrack's hit single, I Killed Darnell Simmons, I believe Collins was actually singing about the man he murdered back in 1976. So sit down, stand up, and then sit back down again, because we're going to be dissecting the true meaning behind Phil Collins' most popular song, In the Air Tonight. Let's begin with the intro. The song spends 52 seconds slowly building a drum beat before Collins begins singing. This is an important number and will come back later. Collins begins the opening verse with the chorus, I can feel it in the air tonight. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Well, what was he waiting for? Many people, such as myself, initially believed this to be about Collins waiting for his microwave to finish heating up his leftovers, explaining why he'd be so invested in this moment. But the next verse contradicts this theory. If you told me you were drowning, I wouldn't lend a hand. Now, why would Collins do this? Well, clearly he's not talking about leftovers anymore, because what sane man would let perfectly good one-day-old Chinese food sink into the harbor like his expensive tea? No, this has to be someone he despises, someone he would let die before offering a helping hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, and I don't know if you know who I am. This is someone who's wronged Collins, committed such an egregious act against the singer that he holds a grudge to this day. No, this act is personal. Well, I was there, and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. Looks like Collins saw something he shouldn't have. Something damning against this begrudged person. Something that they would like to keep hidden. But Collins knows what he saw. Their camouflage is blown, and like a predator in pursuit, he's acquired his target. He then continues into the chorus again, which may seem like a good musical timing, but in reality, he's hyping himself up for what comes next. Collins knows his plan of action. He's been waiting for this moment his whole life. This moment, and he could feel the anticipation in the air. Well, I remember. Don't worry. How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we've ever met. This is it. This is the moment the jaguar pounces onto his prey. Collins remembers. How could he forget this moment? He's been craving it his whole life, finally righting the wrongs and avenging the injustice committed against him. The first time the victim met Collins would be the last time they met, because Collins would be the last person that man ever met in his life. Collins would kill this person. But I know the reason why you keep your silence up. No, you don't fool me. Well, the hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. It's no stranger to you and me. The last line is Collins reflecting on the pain that was caused against him. He feels righteous in his actions. The perpetrator couldn't fool the legendary Phil Collins. No, the hurt he feels won't show to the world, but the guilty man will endure the immense, growing pain. The same pain Phil felt after being slighted. The song ends as it began, with the chorus, as Collins gets lost in this moment. The ecstasy he feels as he takes the life from this person. He revels in his deeds, loving every minute of this overt cruelty. Justice has been restored. The deed was done. He would emerge victorious. Now that we've dissected the meaning behind the lyrics, you're probably wondering, well, that's all a theory, but it's not like it's real, right? Well, until recently, I would have agreed. I would have thought your theory would be strong, but there's nothing rock solid. That was, well, until I stumbled upon this comedic video saying that the song was about Collins watching someone drown in a pool for fun. This video is obviously comedic and satirical, but something didn't sit right with me. The pieces fit too perfectly. And as my Meemaw used to say, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a murder in disguise. So I went digging, and digging, and digging some more, until I found my proof. And now I'm here to present to you good people of the world the damning evidence. In 1976, while staying at the Grouse Mountain Resort in Vancouver, Phil Collins was dining in the hotel's diner when a kid rushed past and bumped his table, causing Collins to spill his Johnny Walker, his favorite drink, all over the floor. When Collins looked up to confront the kid lied to his mother, saying he was innocent and that it was someone else's problem. The mother, obviously siding with the child, brushed the kid away, leaving Collins alone and heartbroken. The kid smirked at Collins as he left. He knew he was emerging victorious. Or at least he thought he had. Collins remembered the kid and began plotting his revenge. 2 days later, Collins noticed the child in the hotel's pool enjoying a leisurely swim and knew it was his moment. Collins approached the child, whose mother was absently tanning on the deck. In a shocking moment, Collins pulled a large needle out of his pocket and popped the kid's floaties with it. Immediately, the kid began to struggle as the water began to overtake him. Collins watched as a maniacal grin spread across his face. He reached for the hotel's life preserver, holding it high above the kid's head, saying, "I'm not lending you a hand, friend." Onlookers began to notice the situation, rushing to the kid's aid, but Collins brushed them off, saying, "Nah, this is gonna make a hella sick song in about 5 years." For 52 seconds, that kid struggled before sinking under the surface, never to resurface again. Collins then stepped out into the moonlight of that cold Canadian night and said, "I've been waiting for this moment all my life," before returning to the bar for another Johnny Walker. This case still haunts me to this day, as Collins was capable of such evil, even later mentioning in an interview that, "I regret doing that, but come on, that fucking drum solo was sick." As for the kid, well, some say he's still down there to this day, waiting for a life preserver that will never come. I hope I was able to shed some light onto this travesty and hold Collins accountable for his actions. He has yet to respond further on this case, so I hope this video will provide enough evidence that is needed to make him respond to these claims. All the sources that I have are provided in the description. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you have a great night.